Gravity Falls was one of the most popular cartoons of the 2010 era, and with good reason. The show had it all: lovable characters, great villains, and most importantly, a well-written story, which was told in only 2 seasons and 40 episodes. And throughout these episodes, we were able to see both the highs and the lows for each character. Hey guys, it's Andres, and today we're going over 3 of the most emotional scenes in Gravity Falls. And just a reminder before we begin, these aren't in any particular order and are 3 of my personal favorite moments. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Kicking off the list, we have possibly the most important moment in the entire show, and it occurs in the 11th episode of the 2nd season titled, Not What He Seems. In this episode, Stan is trying to build up the confidence to tell Dipper and Mabel the huge secret he has been hiding all these years. But before he even gets a chance, he is ambushed and arrested by the government for stealing 300 gallons of dangerous waste. After his arrest, Agent Powers explains to the twins that the government has been watching them for a while now, and claims that Grunkle Stan is hiding a doomsday device somewhere in the mystery shack. He also orders Agent Trigger to take the twins while he interrogates Grunkle Stan. Moments into the interrogation, Stan asks for his one phone call and dials Zeus. He tells him to guard the vending machine in the mystery shack with his life, and Zeus agrees without any hesitation and makes his way there. The twins also manage to escape Agent Trigger by upsetting Wendy's dad on the road, making him drive his truck into Agent Trigger's car and causing them to crash, allowing them to cut off his connection and head towards the mystery shack. Once at the shack, they find out the truth about Grunkle Stan, including a recording of him stealing the toxic waste, a box of fake IDs, and the code to the vending machine. And while all of this is unraveling, Stan is able to escape the agents with the help of the portal, which causes gravity shifts throughout the day. Once he exits the building, he pays a taxi driver to distract the agents while he makes his way to the mystery shack. Now back at the mystery shack, the twins argue and fight with Zeus for a bit until they are able to type in the code and access the secret room behind it. They all make their way inside and discover that Stan had the other 2 journals all along, and Dipper begins to question everything about him. And after a closer look, Dipper figures out the dangers of the portal Stan is building and begins a process to shut it down. But just as he's about to press the button, Stan barges in and interrupts him and pleads with him to trust him. And before he gets a chance to explain everything, they start to float and are tossed everywhere, except for Mabel, who was able to stay near the button. And as she begins to make her way towards the button, the others start to fight and argue, all shouting at Mabel to do different things, causing her to cry as she begins to doubt everything about her uncle, even if she doesn't want to. And after another push from the portal, Stan gets a chance to say his final words. He explains to Mabel that everything he has done has been and will always be for his family, but Dipper says they can't risk it and need to shut the machine down. And with a few seconds left on the timer, Mabel takes one more look at her uncle and lets go of the button, trusting everything she loves in his hands. The next thing we're going to talk about is from the last episode of the show titled Take Back the Falls. In this episode, Stanley and Sanford are trapped in Bill Cipher's cage and are forced to watch the demon hunt down their niece and nephew. And while he's chasing after them, they come to the realization that they have to make a deal with Bill Cipher. Eventually, Bill catches up to the twins and grabs a hold of them, using them to force Stanford's hand. Which works. He's able to make a deal with Stan and enter his mind. But to his surprise, he didn't enter Stanford's mind, but instead he enters Stanley's. But once he figures it out, it's too late. Stanford is able to take out the memory gun and erase everything in his brother's mind, including the one-eyed demon, Bill Cipher. And the audience watches as Stanley sacrifices all of his memories to save his family and the world. And after finally defeating Bill, the family is left with an empty version of their beloved uncle and brother. Now the last moment we're going to talk about is actually the last scene in the series. Occurring in the same episode, it takes place at the bus stop. As a final moment of the show, Dipper and Mabel are seen saying their goodbyes to all their friends and family. Stanley is wearing a sweater Mabel made for him, Wendy and Dipper exchange their iconic hats, and she also hands him a letter, telling him to open it whenever he misses Gravity Falls. And before they hop on the bus, Mabel realizes she forgot about Waddles, and she is seen crying as Waddles tugs on her skirt, not wanting her to leave. But Stanley interrupts after he's seen enough, and demands the bus driver to let them take the pig. And after a little convincing, he allows it. And the twins give Stanley a one final hug and goodbye as they thank him for everything. And the twins make their way onto the bus, leaving Gravity Falls and their loved ones, and ending the show we grew up watching. Well guys, it looks like that'll be it for today. This week was a little weird for me, so the video might have been a bit rushed, so I apologize for that. But let me know any scenes or moments I might have missed that you would have liked to see on here in the comments below. Please like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you would like to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.